Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a hidden logic that shapes so many of our daily decisions, from what you pay for coffee to who wins a sports game. It's a really powerful idea called Nash equilibrium.
Okay, so let's start with something you've probably seen 100 times. You're walking down the street and there are two competing coffee shops right next to each other. And you notice their lattes cost almost the exact same price. Kind of weird, right?
Your first thought might be, aha, they're in on it together. Some secret meeting where they agreed to fix prices to keep their profits up. It's a juicy theory for sure, but the real answer, it's way more fascinating, and it doesn't require any conspiracy at all.
So if it's not some secret handshake deal, then what in the world is this invisible force that's keeping their prices almost perfectly in sync?
The truth is, they don't need to talk. This whole situation is a natural result of something called game theory, which basically treats business and, well, a lot of life like a giant strategic game of chess.
And this brings us to the main event, the core idea for today, Nash equilibrium. So what on earth is it?
Okay, that sounds a little academic, but here's what it really means. It's basically a strategic stalemate. It's a point where every player in a game has made the best possible move they can, given the moves of all the other players. At that point, nobody can do better by changing their strategy all by themselves. They're all kind of locked into place by each other's decisions. All right, let's make this real. We're going to take that abstract idea and apply it right back to our two coffee shops. This is where it all clicks. So I want you to imagine you're the owner of coffee shop A. Your biggest competitor, coffee shop B, is right across the street. You're both selling a fantastic latte for $4. What do? What's your play? Let's break down your options. You've really only got two moves. Keep your price at $4 or drop it to, say, $3.50, hoping to steal their customers. And, of course, your competitor has the exact same choices. If you both just hold steady, you both make a good profit. But what happens if one of you decides to make a move? Let's play it out. You decide to lower your price. For a day, maybe two, it works. Customers flock to your shop. Success. But come on, your competitor isn't just going to sit there and watch their business dry up. They have to lower their price to match you. And just like that, the customers are split between you again, except now you're both making 50 cents less on every single latte. You're both worse off. So, after thinking it all through, both you and your competitor, completely on your own, realize the same thing. Starting a price war is a race to the bottom where you both lose money. The most logical, self-serving thing for each of you to do is nothing at all. And that, right there, is the Nash equilibrium. It's that stable point, that silent understanding. The prices are the same, not because of some secret plot, but because it's in each owner's individual best interest to not mess with a good thing. Neither of you can make more money by changing your price alone. Now, this whole coffee shop example is really just the tip of the iceberg. Once you grasp this concept, you start seeing it everywhere. Seriously? Think about it. Why do gas stations on the same street corner have prices that are just a penny apart? Nash equilibrium. Or how about delicate business negotiations where nobody makes an insane demand because it could just torpedo the whole deal for everybody? That's the equilibrium. You even see it in sports when two teams play super defensively and they basically just cancel each other out. So what's the big picture here? What's the main idea to take away from all this? I think this quote really nails it. In so many situations, the smartest move isn't some bold, aggressive action. It's about understanding the entire system, knowing what the other players are going to do, and finding a stable, predictable spot for yourself. And that's the beautiful, kind of counterintuitive part of this whole thing. We often think that everyone acting in their own self-interest would lead to total chaos, right? Just ruthless, cutthroat competition. But what Nash equilibrium shows us is that often the exact opposite happens. Rational choices lead to a surprisingly stable, predictable balance. So, the next time you see two politicians who refuse to budge from their talking points, or two companies that just won't get into a price war, you'll know what's really going on. It's probably not a big conspiracy. It's just a game where everyone has found their equilibrium. Which leads to one last question for you. Now that you know what to look for, where else are you going to see it hiding in plain sight?